in terms of the three biggest changes around digital technology for our industry, is first and foremost in the network layer itself. So networks will follow compute and storage that we have seen on the cloud side and will virtualize. And that will allow us to work much more in a higher agile way to build services on top of network infrastructure in a way that we have seen on the cloud side at speed of software. And so the ability to see the network infrastructure exposed, separated from service layers is one of the biggest changes and accelerate the digital adoption in telecom. Change number two is that as a consequence of it, we will see the telecom providers actually split into two. That doesn't mean they're necessarily two companies, but in many cases they become two different companies where you see the network, the infrastructure company versus the service company, and you will see in particular at the service companies that will adopt at much greater rate digital business models. That means that they are much more easily in a position to take customer service, and where you see hundreds and thousands of people in call centers, where we see that actually greatly reduced because of digital capabilities implemented. And then number three is as we see the ecosystem evolve, and this has as much to do with technology, that it has to do that digital permeates more and more our societies. Governments will pay more and more attention to what digital will look and feel like. And so we will see that governments will have a greater influence in regulating digital. And so there's greater national interest around it. I think it will drive some of these first signs that we're seeing, a lot of discussion around two ecosystems evolving. And I think nation states will actually play a bigger, more visible role in digital versus we see digital natives pretty much always working on their own free spirit. I think we see a little bit a heavier hand from nation states because our societies are run more digitally. And I think we don't know yet what we don't know, just in terms of what we will do in 10 years. But when you look at all of the capabilities that we are bringing on stream as part of digital technologies, the possibilities are plenty. And it's very exciting to see what we enable the broader ecosystem to actually go build for us. And I honestly, I don't know what exactly will be the wow factor in the next decade, but I tell you there's quite a few of them, a lot more than we have seen in the last decade. What I'm concerned about is, if I take the telco perspective, is that the ability to look 10 years out and work future back and embracing how much change is coming, and that for telcos, there's a critical role to play because we are the glue that interconnects that society. It is sometimes a bit frustrating to see executives and boards not always seeing that future and being exciting about that future, and realizing that we have to start playing and changing in ways that are actually not that difficult, but recognizing those changes and start adjusting for how the decade will evolve. And if the telcos embrace it, they will stay greatly relevant and probably increase their respective enterprise values. But what I'm afraid of is the recognition and the optimism and excitement is actually not reflected in my conversations with C-level executives and with boards around the world.